Well, good morning. It's Mel Tempest from the Gym Owners Fitness Business Podcast and the Women's Leaders Fitness Business Podcast. Today, I'm speaking to Christian Jewel Jensen, CEO of Motosumo. So, who is Motosumo? Well, Motosumo started like all good ideas do, and that was with pizza. But who are and what is Motosumo? Well, if you go to their website, Motosumo is about getting fit, making friends and having fun. And it's the world's first all-in-one, that's right, the world's first all-in-one group fitness app. Good afternoon, Christian.
Good afternoon, thank you.
How are you this morning? Because it's nice and early over there for you. So how are you this morning?
Yeah, I'm very well. So thank you. No, it's great weather here in Denmark, which almost never happens. So it's a beautiful morning.
Oh, that's all you can ask for. That's all you can ask for. So listen, tell me something, Christian. How does one create a world first in the fitness industry whilst eating pizza? So please do tell us the story behind the birth of Motosumo while you were eating pizza.
Yeah, I will. I'll try to do my best because it actually several months of being a little impatient with the company that I was in at that point, and so was one of my colleagues. So we basically decided we wanted to start on our own before we even figured out what the idea would be, and we invited a third guy that we knew well to pizza, and we were basically going through all kinds of ideas, and one thing just kind of kept popping up, and that was sports tech, because we all done sports in various ways. I was president of Copenhagen Triathlon at that point, and we also did mathematical modeling. So I'm an engineer, but the two other guys, they have a PhD in astrophysics or mathematical modeling. So we thought like there must be something to combine here, and we looked at the smartphones and said, hey, they could track quite a bit. Like, you knew Endomondo and these apps were out there. They could track you outdoors, but the small sensors that can detect minor movement, nobody was really utilizing them. And we said, okay, maybe we can actually give advanced tracking of how people really move, how bikes move as well, using those sensors. And basically that was how the whole idea was born, that we could track like the smallest movements with just your phone, and we could kind of democratize it so you didn't have to buy a power meter for your bike at $2,000, or you would have to buy sensors for your shoes or get into some kind of a video lab to analyze your running style. So that was really how it all came around.
I remember it's probably 2 years ago, I think it was, and I got to actually test the app out on my phone whilst I was taking spin classes, and I just thought it was the absolute best thing ever. I mean, I set the phone, on my bike, and it was able to tell me everything right there, visually. But since then, let's be honest with you, since then your app has just grown absolutely like triple folded in terms of success. I mean, you've gone from being this app that sort of sat on my bike to being something that now enables club owners to help retain clients, and also at the same time it attracts new clients coming into the club. So can you just explain to us what are the three proven factors that have helped increase member retention and gain new members at the same time?
Yeah, so I think that's there are a few factors here to consider. I think one is that the whole platform is only depending on member smartphones. So if we take the spin class, for example, then if you don't have tech bikes, the phone will do the tracking for you. So that basically enables any member to walk in to a 10-year-old bike, put their phone on the handlebars, and the phone will track how you're riding it, your speed, your distance, your cadence, everything. So that's really an enabler just on the average experience. It feels like you got new bikes in the class, and people can get their calories and their trophies home. So you can see that was kind of the starting point for the whole solution. That's the base. But what really retains the members is that on top of that, we built some of the elements from gamification in here. So we got investors from the gaming industry, and we said, hey, the things that work so really well in gaming, that keep people in the same gaming community for years, what is that? Why is that not possible in fitness? Because people stay for 6 or 9 months or 12 months maybe. That's just not enough, and it doesn't compare to your local football club, and it doesn't compare to gaming communities. And we looked at really the factors and tried to implement them, because when you're on your phone, you're online anyway. So we connect all the participants up so they can have group challenges, they can race each other, they can ride for a charity. So they can do things together. And I think that's really what changed a lot of things for us also in the mindset, that gamification doesn't mean individual competitions. I think it's often confused. It's much better if it's a group. It's much better if it's collaborative. It's much better if you have to do a race. Well, then you're 2 teams. You're not 15 individuals. And I think that whole mentality of making it for everyone, like anyone with a phone can join, then you can have the whole group. It's not restricted to those who want to invest in something. And when the whole group is on there, let them do something together. And add that element of fun. I know like our emoji communication and these kind of things has received a lot of attention. And that's really the conversations started between the members, between members and instructors. And that's where you have the opportunity to maybe double member lifetimes here. So it's a technology platform that enables everybody to join it. But it's all the experiences that are on top that will retain your members and maybe even attract new, because people post this a lot on social media, the fun they've had on their phones, the fun they've had on the group display, which is just a website. It's these elements that makes it a member attractor.
How important do you think gamification is in health clubs today? And the second part of that question would be, do you think club owners actually understand what gamification is?
I can only speak for myself. I truly didn't understand until we had investors from the gaming industry on board. I was just like, well, it's got to be a race, and then I get a trophy, and then it's gamified. Right, that was my perception, and I'm also really competitive, and I think a lot of gym owners are. So they think competition and not collaboration when they think gamification. So just that difference, I think, would help a lot, because you end up rejecting a lot of members that come there and they're nervous and they would rather do something collaborative. When they end up in a head-to-head race, I'm afraid they're out before they even got in.
I mean, social interaction is pretty important with group fitness programming. And obviously, Motosumo is helping, your members engage. Now, the app is more than just the cycle, isn't it? I mean, there's a whole lot more to Motosumo than just the cycle. So let's move away from the bikes. But you're now working with Wexa Virtual, who have an incredible amount of virtual programs. And you're also working with core health and fitness equipment suppliers. So just tell me a little bit more about that. And also, if you can just tell me a little bit more about what other programming the app also provides to club owners.
Yeah, I think the last question is actually a great entry point for discussing our two partners, because what we've seen is that cycling, it's a plug and play, right? Just bring your phone and you're ready to go. But there's been a big request also to be able to use the smartphone as a platform in other kinds of group fitness that are more intensity based. Now there's a lot of HIIT out there, so it can be anything from CrossFit to different functional concepts and Les Mills concepts. They really want to, especially in the small groups, they want to use intensity metrics for that. And we've opened up the platform now so that members can connect any heart rate monitor that's Bluetooth. So we don't care if it's Polar or Suunto or Garmin or some no-name or it's the operator's own brand. They connect it, and then the phone is just somewhere in the room, and it will be your receiver, and we will send it to a group display, which is just a regular website. So again, it's kind of, if anyone has a heart rate monitor, you can do these kind of group display experiences which I think a lot of us know really well from MyZone or Polar or Fitmetrics. It's just we're doing it on a different platform where there are no installs or anything. It's just the phone, and then we have that kind of slightly different attitude to gamification and what experiences should be like. But that's really our the second leg for us. Cycling is a big one, and then the heart rate part is the other one. And to your question about Wexer, that's exactly the one that they have integrated in their Wexer Beat service. That is actually members bringing their phone, starting Motosumo, and then they will automatically appear on the Wexer screen in the club if they like. So that can be used for virtual classes, but basically also for live classes, it works really well. So I think we found a very, very good match there with Wexer, simply adding intensity metrics to their screens in the club without installing anything.
So I've got Wexer in my club, and I've got it operating in my cycle room and in my group fitness room. So let's just assume I turn up to the club at 9 o'clock at night to do one of the Wexer cycle classes. So what you're saying is, as the client, I just walk into the cycle room and I just utilize my phone, and before I know it, I'm appearing on this cycle class that the Wexer Virtual is running in the cycle room, and I can utilize my app at the same time, and I don't need to be in a live class situation.
Exactly. That's exactly what you can do. I think the only thing you have to do is call your Wexer rep, because they can kind of take your club off as open to the Motosumo solution. That's it. Yeah. As soon as they have taken it off, you're on the screen.
That's how easy is that? I mean, that's a fantastic tool. So how, with Core Health and Fitness, obviously, they've got a vast variety of some fantastic equipment. I've actually got some of it in my club. How does the app actually work with the equipment? Can I utilize the app with the treadmills, with the rowers, with the hit mills? How can I use it? Because I want to go into the club, want to jump on the rower, I want to jump on the treadmill. How do I tie both of them together?
Yeah, so for Core, it actually started with their Swing cycling brand, and that means Motosumo has been the preferred solution on top with both their new technology bikes with 4i power meters that we connect to, and their standard bikes where we do the measurements with the phone sensors, and then we connect everything up as I explained. That's really where it all started. But now we're seeing more and more operators requesting the heart rate solution for the equipment packages that are outside cycling. So that would be Stairmaster equipment, especially. We're seeing them run HIIT classes where they use our heart rate solution on top, but not connecting to the equipment itself. That's really been less of a request. They would rather just have heart rate monitors and run a regular heart rate class on top of it. So that's how we're working with Core on these two things.
As I'm listening to you, this is what I'm picturing. I'm picturing these Motosumo boutique clubs opening up globally. Because really, when I think about it, there's absolutely no reason, if I wanted to open up my own boutique fitness studio and I just wanted to focus, on the cycling and on HIIT classes, there's absolutely no reason why I can't be implementing your product into my business and just totally relying on that for giving my members, their heart rate results, using challenges, creating that social interaction. So if you're a new business owner who's looking at opening up a boutique, I mean, if you listen to what Christian's saying, you've got a whole package here, really, haven't you?
I think you do. I think we're all about group fitness, so we want to cover that. Even now, group fitness from home, which I think is new to us, but we want to cover group fitness. Everything else, outdoor running, stuff that you do in the weight zones, like all that kind of stuff. I know there are apps that cover the whole gym. That's not us. We cover group fitness. So if you're in any way want to do something with group fitness, that's where we can support you. So we're extremely focused on that. Also, just not to let people down and think, okay, do you do tracking with, a cardio area? If it's heart rate, yes, but and weights, no, none of that. Like it's group fitness.
So I'm thinking we need to open up Motosumo group fitness studios. What do you think?
I think you should just go ahead. We've had plenty of boutiques, especially from the US, coming on board, like amphitheaters in 6 levels, and it's just Motosumo. And as you say, that's a simple approach.
It's a very simple approach. I mean, actually, to be quite honest with you, I think even secondary schools and universities should be looking at your product because they all run group fitness classes. So I would be thinking that this would be an absolutely fantastic product, for universities and also for secondary schools. Moving away from that, I jumped on your website and there's I just love it. It's the most colourful website I've seen in such a long time. But what I was really interested in, you're welcome. But what I was really interested in was the shop. So I jumped onto the shop to have a look at some of the products. And what caught my eye was the icon that said add your brand product. So can you just tell me what add your brand product means to our listeners?
Yeah, it's basically co-branding in the app and on the group display. And that means we're removing our own logo in a couple of strategic places in the app and on the group display, and we're putting your club logo there instead. So that everything that goes to social media when people are taking either screenshots in their app or they're taking pictures of the class, it's going to be obvious where it was done because you have your branding right there on the strategically important places. So that's something we do and something we implement for any operator.
So, I mean, this is
even
a great...
no matter how small you are, we just add it, and it's something you can add later as well if you don't want it from the beginning. We just put it in there when you're ready.
I mean, it's a great USP. So if you're a club owner, look at it from this point. You've got people coming into your club to buy memberships, and you've got your frontline team. They're going through the tour of the club and all of the added value that you have in your club. How cool is it to say, and by the way, have a look at what else we've got, and this is our branded app. I mean, I just think that's absolute added value to any club. One last question before we sort of start to head into the end of our podcast. How is Motosumo helping clubs retain clients with the current global crisis? Because it's crazy times right now. So what are you doing to help your current clients?
Yeah, well, we're you can say we're really flexible platform with respect to how you get on board the class, and we've done all our webinars and instructor education by letting people join remotely on a site. So with their data, and we could do everything, no matter where people were sitting, they could join the same class and we could demo it. So we've actually opened that up now, which was a little ahead of time, so that if you have a live stream, whether you're doing Facebook or Instagram live stream to your members in these days, if they open up Motosumo and pick your gym in the app, you will actually get connected with the instructor and the other members right away. You'll be able to see the group display on a website. You'll be able to coach with it. So you can say we're not facilitating video live stream here because a lot of platforms do that in a great way. But instead of just watching any video out there, I think a lot of members, me included, would like to connect with my regular instructor. So if I could send my data and they could send their instructions and the emojis could go back and forth and we could see how we were doing in a small race, 6 versus 6 or whatever it is in that class, I would just feel much more connected to my regular gym than I would otherwise do. So I think we all have a big responsibility in these times to keep people fit at home. That's one thing, but also for the industry to make sure as many operators get through it in a good way. And I think connecting the instructors and the members at home on top of a live stream that they can actually do something together, communicate, they can have races together. I think that could be a way to make sure when the doors open again, more members will be back because they want to get back down there with their regular instructor and they've stayed connected over the last weeks or months or how long this is going to take. So we put it out there. We put it out as a monthly subscription, and we've included it in our regular subscription. So all Motosumo customers today can just do this for free in order to stay connected with their members at home. And it takes 5 minutes to set up. So I hope a lot of the operators will do it. We've seen a lot starting up with that now because stores are also in Denmark completely closed, unfortunately. But for good reason.
I think it's really important as an industry to all be collaborating together at the moment. I think we've all got the same agenda, and that's just to get through this. But at the same time, not just to get through it as business owners, but to ensure that the health and the mental well-being of our clients stays in a positive frame set. And I think the only way that we're going to be able to do that is to work together collaboratively and to help each other out. Now, Christian, you've got some really cool live demos on your website. So before we actually come to the end of the podcast, would you like to tell everybody where they can get in touch with you?
Yeah, definitely. So anyone can always get in touch with me on LinkedIn. I'm also happy to receive emails at creston@motosumo.com. So please just shoot me an email, connect on LinkedIn. You can even send an email to info@motosumo.com if my name is too difficult to remember. So just any platform, Facebook as well. Just go ahead. I really like to chat with anyone in the industry.
As I said earlier on in the podcast, I did get the opportunity to test the product when it first came out into the marketplace, and I really do love the product. And you would have heard us earlier on in the podcast discussing that, if you're a club owner who has an older style bike, don't eliminate yourself from thinking that you can't have this product, because you definitely can. So don't dismiss it because you think it's too far advanced for you. If you're an older style club owner, as I said, please do have a look at it. Even if you're a small PT and you're doing some small group training and you've got your own setup, still jump on and have a look at the product. It's absolutely amazing. Creston, I really want to thank you for your time this morning, and I know that you're just about to start your business day. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you. I really do love the product. I love the website, and I really do hope that lots of club owners and possible startups jump on and have a look at all of the information on the website.
Thank you. It was a pleasure joining. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Today I was speaking to Christian Juhl Jensen, CEO of Motosumo. I'll be dropping all of his details into the bottom of our podcast, and then you can go along and have a look at the website and perhaps get in touch with Christian and perhaps launch Motosumo in your club. Today's podcast was proudly sponsored by FitRec Fitness Professionals. Thank you.